Right, just going to talk you through a spod mix I'm using on this particular water. This water is very deep, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to regularly spod a bit of food through the water column so that it goes down, and hopefully if there's any fish in the area, bringing the fish down. But as it's winter, I'm not putting anything major food wise out, it's just more attraction and liquids. So what I usually start with is get my bucket, hemp, normal hemp. This is really good hemp, really oily, cooked in the jars. Start with a bit of that in there. I'm not going to do a lot, I'll do it as I go. And then boilies I'm using a couple of different ones. They do like a bit of yellow in here as well, so pineapple and banana, put a few in there. Take the pop-ups out. Some Carp Scopex, a few of them in here. And I'm also using these, a mixture of Monster Tiger Nut and the red ammo. Just literally put a handful in there for a fleck of colour. Right, I can just grind them down. Because all I don't want any boilies in this. All I want is crumb. Right, just give them a good old crush up. Again, these are just sink slowly through the water column. Hopefully if there's any fish in the area, bringing them down, because where I'm fishing is literally 25 foot of water. And I'm fishing on the bottom today. Right, just chuck all that in there. Get rid of that. Give it a bit of a mix up. Sort of what it's looking like at the minute. Next thing I'll do, a little bit of sweet corn. I've already pre-soaked this in some secret stuff. I don't put a lot of this in, to be honest. And then it allows me, if I want to use corn as a hook bait, I can as well. That's looking really, really good. Right, this stuff, this is brilliant. This like leaves a yellow haze in the water, and obviously it's a feed. I don't use a lot of this because you don't need to. Mix that in, and that tends to sort of like leach out the boilies on the bottom. And what I'll do, because I want some oil coming up through the water column, citrus oil, again from Dynamite, a little bit of that in. That sends the attraction up from the bottom. I sometimes do this 24, 48 hours in advance as well, just so it gives everything a chance to soak in. Again, mix it all up. And another secret weapon, carnation milk, condensed milk. A bit of that in, just a dollop of that. Good stuff this is. Again, milky cloud in the water column. I'll give that a good old mix up. And what I tend to do is I'll leave that for a little while. And then I'll, especially in the winter time, I'll boil up a kettle of water and add boiling water to that, and it just sort of like gets all the liquids and everything just working properly and allows the attraction to really leak out in the water. And that's what you end up with, something like that really. There ain't really a lot of food items, there's some small items in there, but most of it is just liquids and just giving out that food signal. I'm just going to put a little bit of bait in the edge here, just to show you basically when it's falling out the spod or the spom. And you've got a big sort of cloud, bits rising up in the water column, bits sinking down, so you've got bait on the floor. And the big haze that hopefully, if there's any fish passing even 10 foot above, they'll see that. And especially this being a clay pit and a chalky bottom, when the fish feed on here, they just kick the bottom up and it just makes a big haze like that. So when you've got something like that in the water going, the fish will just instantly home in on that, think, what's going on down here? Right, now I've mixed all the mix up, I'm going to put a few spoms out. I do this pretty regularly on this water so that we've got something going through the water column. At least every hour I'll put 2 or 3 MIDI spombs out of the gear. Right, just filling the spom up. I ain't putting a lot in, but I just want, like I said, just a bit of a food signal going through the water column. I'm just going to flick these out on my short rod. Hopefully won't hit the tree. Bang on. Obviously I'm going to get mullered by the birds this time of the year, but most of it has sink down. Just going to put a couple out, and then I'll repeat the process every hour or so. The liquids in this situation really work in clouding the water, and hopefully if there's any fish in the area, bringing them down to feed. Right, this is the rig I use for 90% of my fishing. I've got it on all 3 of the rods for this session. It consists of rigmarole Hydrolink hook link, which is a fluorocarbon inner, and it's got a Dyneema outer, so you can cut it in places, make pivot points. To be honest, it's the only hook link you'll ever need for any rig, I feel. The hook is a rigmarole hunchback hook in size 6. I use it with a bottom bait today, with a trimmed down wafter, both dynamite. It's a simple rig, but it works. Right, I made the effort the other night, and I come out after work in the dark. It was freezing cold, but I thought I've got to get out here and see what the crack is really out here. So I've walked round with my mate, done my bailiffing, but also you get to know if there's anything coming out from anywhere, what's happening, and also after dark this time of year it's a good time to see fish. So having fished over directly opposite last week, I never really see a lot and I never caught anything, but I know that the fella that was in here did have a fish last week. So pitched up in here this week, lucky enough to turn up, there's no one in here. So it was raining hard when I come, got soaked, freezing cold, but I got the rods out all right. Started doing a bit of spodding over the rods, again to get that sort of food scent going through the water column. And I was lucky enough, 2 PM, I got the rod down here to spot out again, laid it on the floor, just literally was like this, the right hander pulled up tight and just screamed off. Put the rod down quickly, picked the rod up, going all over the place, took out my middle rod like it would, and I had a stocky. All right, it weren't a massive fish, but this time of the year, a fish is a fish. And it was a lovely looking fish actually. Put that back, got the rods back out, done the night, nothing's really happened, not really seen a lot. I did see something top over the right hand rod yesterday evening, and I was quite hopeful something would happen, but nothing's really happened this morning, and the wind's picked up and it's now Baltic out here, to be honest. So I'm going to pack up and shoot off, I think. Well, I'm just coming to the end of this session now, just about to wrap up my gear. I thought I'd just quickly tell you what I'm going to be up to in 2022. I'm probably going to stay on these club waters for the next month or two till the weather warms up. Then I'll probably be going up the road. They've got a publicity shy water over there. Probably fish that for a couple of months. There's a fish in there I really want, a big linear. And then I'll probably, once my summer ticket starts down my Kent syndicate, I'll be going down there to hopefully chase a 60 pounder. Never know.